Hello, my friends. I'm going to talk to you about a really cool topic, I think. Old trucks. Not old trucks, not antiques, just trucks, OBS trucks, square bodies, trucks up in that were made from, let's say, the 70s to say around 2000. I'm going to show you some data that's quite surprising, and I'm also going to show you some actual examples of what I'm talking about, but for several reasons. One of which is the nostalgic value of an old pickup truck. Number two is these vehicles do not have the electronic controls on them that could be taken out in the event of an EMF attack. People are worried about that. You have a prepper community, and there's nothing wrong with being a prepper, not at all. I am not a prepper, although I do think along those lines. That's why I know about these things, and that's why I'm have this information for you. Also, these old V8s will run forever. These old V6s will run forever. They have some of them that literally, if you take care of them, there's some old diesels that will literally run forever. They will run forever. Very simple, and they are easily serviced, easily fixed. You can buy these engines. They are readily available. You could buy a whole new engine for one of these old trucks and throw that engine in there, and off you go. They're workhorses. They're not as fancy as the newer ones. The air conditioning may not work, but they are workhorses. They'll tote your boat around. They'll be there. They'll start right up every single time. And you have to take care of them, though. You got to change that oil, plugs, filters, keep that thing clean. Another reason people like them, and one of the reasons I like them as well, is that engine compartment is so wide open. You could go jump inside there and have somebody close the hood on you. I don't know if I could. I'm a little bigger. I'm not real big, but I bet there are engine compartments I could literally climb inside of, and you could close the hood. They have a name for these that I heard recently, and they call it your forever car. So here's a problem with modern vehicles. There is going to come a time, and I believe it's already happened, there's going to come a time when these vehicles just won't be serviceable. So, and if somebody can tell me, I've read about this already happening, where there's certain vehicles, you just can't really get them fixed. The electronics in them, they're going to be like computers. They just aren't going to service the older vehicles. I got a F-150. It's a 2018. It's got electronics on it. I would think it's not advanced electronics, because it's not. It's not one of those super high-end ones. It's it's got basic stuff. It's got some cruise control, and it's got some other things. Cruise control is no big deal. But it doesn't have a lot of the adaptive stuff, and it doesn't have a lot of the components, but it wouldn't survive an EMF attack. And I don't even know exactly. Okay, I do know what it is. It's in the event that there is and it's a weapon that exists, okay? China has it. Many countries have it. We have them. And they detonate them in the sky, and they can knock everything out. Certainly a nuclear weapon can do that, but they have specific weapons for that purpose. And if somebody else knows more about that, they can make a comment in the comment section about that. But my vehicle probably would not run after that. So there's that. So some people don't like the catalytic converters, and they will buy a vehicle pre-catalytic converter. I don't know exactly what effect that would have. I mean, okay, I don't think that's I don't think that relates to the. I don't think that relates to the EMF attack alone, but you know, it does add another layer of shall we say, it's something that they've added to a vehicle that people just don't like. How's that? Because I don't know exactly why people don't like it. I'm fairly good with a wrench, but I'm not a badass with a wrench. I don't know everything about vehicles. Let me show you some data. The numbers. Okay. I should have led with this. If you have an old vehicle sitting in in the backyard or something, you want to sell that vehicle now. They have appreciated through the roof. I don't know if it can go any higher for these old vehicles. But let me just show you. I was thinking about that I should have started the video with that. People would be like, what's he talking about? Why is he talking about these old vehicles? That's the point of the video, is that if you have an old vehicle sitting around, now is the time to sell it if you're not going to use it. That's the point. All right. So, let me give you this data. Data. All right. Let's go here. Let me get out of the way. All right. I hope you can see that. If not, I'm going to read it for you. I can kind of blow it up some, but not really too much. There we go. All right, that works. So look at the appreciation over 5 years for these vehicles. The 97 through 2003 vehicles, these are, they call them the late OBS models. They've gone up in value 149% over the last 5 years. They've appreciated 149% over the last 5 years. If you got one of these things sitting in the backyard, I'm going to show you some examples. If you got one of these things sitting in the backyard that you're never going to use, you don't care about, even if there were an EMF, you would not care. You still wouldn't get it out. It doesn't even have to be running. It does not even have to be running. The 1972 to 1980 Dodge series, DW series pickups have appreciated 123% in the last 5 years. The 1967 to 72 Fords have gone up 100% in the last 5 years. That's more, you're getting into classic stuff there. The 88 to 2000 Chevy GMT 400s have gone up 100% in the last 5 years. Those are big increases, folks. If Granny's got an old pickup truck in her backyard and Grandpop's no longer here, well, maybe it's time you got rid of that and gave Granny some money, because that would be a nice thing for her, you know? Look at this one right here. I want to blow it up a little bit. This old pickup, now this is a nice one. I really like these. I would buy one of these. This is 82 Ford F-150, $7,100. My daughter likes these. I have a 15-year-old daughter. She likes T-shirts with nostalgic vehicles on them. She wears a Ford hat sometimes, and she just likes it. She has an old soul, and I like that. So yes, I have a 15-year-old daughter. Ask me how I got that. No, I can tell you, but I think you know. Look at this one, a 1980 Ford F-150. These things are not in great shape. I'm not saying this is in bad shape. As a matter of fact, I like this. I'd buy this thing. I don't know if I need wheels that big, but I would buy that. $6,500. Okay, these things you can't get them cheap. Okay, you cannot get them cheap. They just don't sell cheap. Here's an 81. I showed you a front end on this. It's all wonky, right? 81 F100 and $4,000. It looks like they have a price reduction from $6,000 to $4,000, but I bet you couldn't have sold that thing for $4,000 just a couple years back because the demand is really rocketing up for these things. And people are longing for the old days, my friends. So, and they want something that they can fix up. You know, I would buy something like this, and my daughter and I could fix it up. So I think I might want to go for the older F-150. I mean, the newer F-150 models. So I don't know if I want a real project vehicle. But, and look, that's marked down from $6,000 to $4,000. A lot of times people list something and immediately mark it down so they can say, look, marked down. Look at this one here. This is a 85. I showed the bed on this one because these things aren't pretty. A lot of them aren't pretty. But look, this thing is $5,000, F-150. You know, that's not bad. And these things haven't been sitting there forever. That one's 6 days. Okay. This one right here, a 74. Now, I like this one. That thing has not moved in years. It's not moved in years. This is something that people used to maybe tow to have it taken off their property. Sure, if you could get that thing off my property, you can have it. $6,000. $6,000. Let's see, do I have any more? Yeah, I like this. This one's kind of clean. Let's see, a GMC. GMC is always your more expensive model. 1970 GMC, right? Regular cab. These aren't king cabs. These aren't. They don't have the crew cabs. $12,000. I'm yelling. $12,000. Okay. So let me get back there. Do I have another one? All right, here you go. This one obviously is kept up, and they feel real good about it. They're going to charge you $25,000 for that thing. Here's one. This one's beat up. $8,000. It's got the long bed, though, baby. It's got the long bed. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the long bed. This could be your forever vehicle. Okay? It could be your forever vehicle. That thing may have an engine in it that'll you could put another 100,000 miles on it. Tinker with it from time to time. I remember my father when he got old. I'd call him up and I'd say, "What are you doing, Dad?" And he'd say, "I'm just tinkering with things or putting around the yard, fixing things." People like that. It's fun. It's a nice thing to do. You know, I putter around the yard. You know, I got work to do around my yard. I'm not tinkering with anything. I got jobs to do around my yard. And look, point to make. If you're not going to use the thing and you're never going to use it, now's the time to sell it because this could turn. This market could turn. They might, I don't know. Things may change. Things do change. There you go.